Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Sajid. I'm a contributor with the My Voice, Our Story campaign. Today I just wanted to share with you some of my thoughts about pursuing knowledge sincerely. You know, I'm coming from this as a student myself, and I was doing some reflecting, and I realized that it's very easy to lose perspective when we're, studying for classes or doing our homework or, the day-by-day grind of an academic pursuit. What I wanted to do here was kind of recalibrate how we think about our education. So first and foremost, we got to realize that there are reasons why we're doing what we're doing. So for example, if you're a college student, there are reasons why you're in college. You either chose to do it yourself as something you really, really wanted to do, and then you made it work, you figured out the finances, you did all that stuff. Or maybe you were kind of expected to do college and it was like the next step after high school, and it just kind of happened by itself. So the first thing I want to point out is that a lot of times we have to deconstruct why we're doing what we're doing, why we're in the position that we are, why, in general, why we are the way we are. And part of that is, understanding what are the social forces that motivated us to do something. So for example, whether it's class, whether it's aspirations, whether anything, it's all about introspection. It's all about realizing, why am I doing this? Is it because of expectations? Maybe. Is it because of pressure from other people? Maybe. Is it for myself? Maybe. So the idea is that you do some introspection. You realize, is this something I really want to do, or is this something that, I was kind of put into? And the goal is that it becomes something you really want to do. The goal is that it becomes a learning process. It becomes a way for you to learn about the world and learn about yourself. And in my opinion, that's the goal of education. That's the goal of knowledge. So understanding that, internalizing that, reflecting on it a little bit, understanding, where did I come from? Where am I going? It's very easy to do things, for the sake of this grade right now, or that test, or that essay, or what have you. So the idea is that you put it in perspective. Am I doing this to broaden my own horizons, to learn about the world around me, to learn about myself? Or am I doing it just to get a job? And that's really fine if you're doing it just for a job. But a lot of the times when people do it just for that, or do it just because they're expected to do it, they kind of fall into that, rat race kind of complex, where they just do things to survive till the next day, to survive till the weekend. And it kind of becomes a very routine, boring thing. Life becomes less fulfilling in my perspective. And the way to solve that is to make things sincere, make things for the sake of learning, make things for the sake of improving yourself. So what I wanted to share is kind of that recalibration, where you, calibrate your educational direction to serve yourself, to serve your community, by expanding horizons, not just for material consequences. And this may be naive coming from a college student, but I believe it to be true. I think that learning things should be genuinely for the sake of learning. And when someone is, committed enough to something, there are enough resources in the world to make it work. Of course, their privilege is a factor in that. Not everyone has the same opportunities, but I sincerely believe that where there's a will, there's a way. And yeah, it's difficult if there are limitations, if there are constraints in your environment, but the message of this whole thing is, whatever you're doing, whatever you're pursuing, pursue it sincerely, not just to survive, but to flourish. And don't, fall in the trap of living for the next day, living for the next landmark, next, what have you. And look at the world in an imaginative way. and maybe that might add some flavor to your day, to your week, to your life ultimately. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that helped. And remember to follow Blendtw on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all platforms. And peace out.